Hello chat, how are we? How's everybody doing? I'm here, I'm alive. I fought back against my brain and I'm still here. For now. My tummy hurts, but that's a little bit unrelated. Because, evidently, I had some tacos last night. It's been a little while since I've had them. Apparently my stomach didn't like that. It's not going to stop me from having it again, because I fucking love tacos. So, I kind of want to have more tacos. Now that my stomach's used to them, I want to have some more. But I can't do that because I'm streaming, and I don't think any taco places that I know are open right now. That was a weird conversation to start on. Okay, welcome. Apparently I feel like tacos, despite my stomach yelling at me about them. But here we are. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing okay. I've been working most of this week, and I apologize. I missed my normal. Well, I say my normal Friday night stream, my occasional Friday night stream. I'd had better nights, better days. Just wasn't really feeling it that night because my brain was just static. And there's a difference between like useful static and not useful static. And I was sitting firmly in the non-useful static section. So I held off because that wouldn't make for an entertaining stream. People don't want to see that. I mean, maybe they do, but I don't want people to see that. So I'm here now. My brain is less static. Still not great because I did have to resist the urge to pull out of stream, but that is more just due to general anxiety because hooray, anxiety. I was also slowed down by the fact, or two facts. One, as you may have noticed, I'm not wearing my contacts today. I have them here, but I spent like 15 minutes trying to get these things in today, and it was just not happening. So no contacts for today. But we have I can try to put them in later if anyone wants me to. If anyone wants to see me try to put them in and fail, and wants to see me poking stuff into my eye repeatedly, I can do that for sure. I'd love to be able to, like, you know, I do love that look. Not to say that this look isn't good either. I like this look too. But the contacts were being a bitch, so that didn't help. And on top of that, my streaming assistant, aka my cat, decided she wanted to sit on my keyboard for the last 10 minutes. And as you know, it is illegal to move a cat once it is in place. So I had to wait a little bit for the cat to move. And eventually she moved. It's weird. She's all up in my business immediately before stream, but as soon as the stream begins, she's gone. It's like she knows my job is done. Not a useful job, but a job nonetheless. And so yes, I have lost my train of thought. That was not what I intended to say. So we have a stream. It's me. As you can tell by my title, I don't know entirely what I want to play today. I don't have as much news compared to my last stream. My last stream I had just gone to the concert. It was a lot of fun, and I could probably continue to talk about that, but I feel like people have probably had enough on that particular moment. So now there's no guarantees. We may or may not play a game today. I haven't decided which. I've been playing a lot of Bloons Tower Defense 6 at the moment. Kind of bought that a few days ago, and I've been averaging a few hours a day, which doesn't sound like a lot. But when I'm working full time with a broken brain, then that then that is a lot for me. The streaming assistant has returned. If weird things start popping up in my chat because of her, well, you'll know where it's come from. So as long as she doesn't manage to click the stop streaming button, that'll be great. She recently had a visit from her stray cat friend this morning, so she's been extra overstimulated and very bitey. And so I have my hairbrush with me, but I can't use it because as soon as she sees the hairbrush, she thinks it's for her, and then she gets bitey. She's not always bitey, might I add. She loves it when I give her a brush around her head, but as soon as it goes past the head, nah, attack mode. Aren't you? She is still here, just in case you were wondering. We'll see how she wants to, we'll see if she wants to interact with stream. We'll see. We'll see is like one of my life mottos, as well as it is what it is. But neither of those are particularly helpful life mottos, but they are life mottos nonetheless. And yeah, so we are here. We will be playing, most likely, again, no guarantees. I may or may not. Depends how I'm feeling. I've been playing a bit of Bloons Tower Defense 6. I don't know how likely I am to be locked in with it. I'm still very much a beginner. So I will die a lot. But it's a matter of whether it's fun watching me die or not in that case. But we have that. I did also somewhat recently play Little Nightmares on my stream, and I enjoyed that. There's a reason that I've called myself a variety streamer, and that reason is I lack the ability to stay focused on a single game, apparently. It's not great. I would like to be able to consistently play a game, but evidently, whenever I want to play a game, my brain goes, no, you need to play a different game again and again. I keep buying games. It's not great for my wallet and it's not great for my time, but we'll see. So I have a few games that I can potentially play today. Or it did also occur to me, I have one of the Legacy of Kain games that I apparently bought when it was on sale. Don't remember when I bought that. Actually, yes, I do. Someone gifted me a Steam gift card for Christmas, and I bought it with that, which was... So if you just heard that, that was the sound that my cat makes when she sees my contact lens box because she wants to start playing with them. And she's not allowed to play with those. So they have to go in the drawer. So we have the cat. So if anyone were to redeem the imaginary treat redeem, now would be a perfect time for it because she is right here. She is right here and she is all over. She is all over everything. So, speaking of gifted things, on the off chance that you are currently watching Virgo of Chaos, there was someone that I believe followed me a little while back. Thank you for your contribution to my PC upgrading fund. Every little bit helps, so thank you for that. It was very unexpected. And might mean that eventually I may actually be able to start playing games that were made within the last 5 years. It's shocking, I know. It's... Okay, so my cat is in a playful mood at the moment because anything that she can knock over at the moment she is trying to, because she just found the clicker. Good chat. And she's going to want to play with that for as long as she can, which is not super helpful for me, but here she is. So I don't know if you can hear that. I'm going to move the mic a little bit closer. Okay, by moving the mic closer, she is in fact now decided she wants to play with the mic. So apologies for that. Back to me. Because I am the streamer. Well, I am just the guest of the streamer at the moment, given that the cat is firmly taking up all of my streaming desk right now. It's amazing she can do that. It's very talented. So, I'm going to keep talking because that's what I do. But I do actually have another plan before I do a game. And that is, as many of you are aware, because I will keep bringing up this fact, I am gradually on my way to affiliate. I'm getting closer, just little baby steps at a time. And one of those things that you can do, hello King, welcome in to the stream, even if it is just a little bit before bed. We have a guest. She is currently occupying the majority of my streaming desk. It's super helpful, and if I try to move my mouse or touch my keyboard, she will bite me. It's I'll just see if I can. There you go. That's about as good as I'm going to be able to get with that camera, because it's unfortunately not quite the right angle for the other camera, which is not super helpful. But yes, she's also one of the reasons I was delayed from my stream a little bit, as she's been sitting on my keyboard. And as you're probably aware, it's illegal to move cat once they're comfortable. What are you doing? I think she's either overstimulated or understimulated, because if she can find something that she can knock over at the moment, she is doing it. Right now, she's found a camera lens cap. And before it was my contact lenses, and before that it was my hairbrush, and after that was the clicker. So if she can find something that she can knock over at the moment, she's very keen to do. Okay, now she's trying to knock my phone off, but I think that's a little bit heavier than what she wants to do. So she wants to enforce, well, I thought I had a clean desk. Evidently she and I have different standards for that. And yeah, she just wants a clean sleeping area, apparently. And that is apparently not to her standards. So she's also she's been watching the local stray cat or neighbor cat. I'm not entirely sure which. And so now she's in an overstimulated mood, and she's very bitey at the moment, which I think is also part of the reason why she is trying to knock everything off my desk. She just wants attention, and I will give her attention, but it's just inconvenient attention. And yes, so I have a couple of potential plans for stream. I don't have as much of a plan as I did last stream, as the last stream was immediately after my concert, and I had a lot of stuff to say about that concert, as well as other things like based around that. But I haven't had a concert this week. It's been mostly work, which you guys don't want to hear about that. That's not as exciting. It's just dealing with people, and that's, it's a different kind of dealing with people compared to streaming. Streaming is a fun dealing with people. And so I can't, hence why I'm here. I fought the anxiety. I made anxiety my bitch. And now I am in the stream. What am I listening to? Of course, it's ATs. Okay. I don't know why I'm surprised. And yes, so I have the cat in front of me. As you can see, she does not like me having, she doesn't like just me being around at the moment. I I love you, but you are a pain sometimes. But yes, so my plans for today is after I have one pre-gaming plan, and I don't know how long I'm going to stream for today. We'll see how I go. And she's being a cutie, but she's also being painful. She's staring me down, and it's very disconcerting. Sorry, why are you staring at me like that? Why are you staring at me like that? So, as you may potentially have guessed from the stream title, I've got a couple of game options if I do wish to play games, one of which being Bloons Tower Defense 6. It's not my normal style of game, but I have been feeling it lately, and I've been going through a few hours a day on that, and while that may not seem a lot, given that I work full-time and have very little energy outside of that, apologies for that. That was the cat knocking more things over. Yeah, so a few hours a day is actually pretty good for me, given my schedule. So we have potentially Lucy's infected a little bit. Well, it was kind of a proxy infection. Lucy infected Raven. Raven infected me from that one. I don't think I'll ever be able to catch up to Lucy's hours. I'm pretty sure she's sitting. Actually, I can probably see how much she's sitting at the moment, as we are friends on Steam. So I can actually see what her hours are. Whatever her hours are, I really doubt I will be able to match them, because when she plays hard. She has apparently played approximately 860 hours of Bloons Tower Defense 6, which is a little bit. I don't think I'm going to be catching up with that anytime soon. I like my games, but I don't even know where. I don't even know how long that would take me. Even if that was the only thing I was doing outside of, like, I just came home, played Bloons, ate dinner, went to sleep, got up, played Bloons, went to work, rinse and repeat, and just forget about streaming or any kind of content creation. It's just Bloons. So I have that as an option. I have also played a little bit of the game Little Nightmares in one of my previous streams. I may potentially play that. And work, eat, sleep, repeat. Pretty much just replace sleeping with Bloons. I don't sleep that much. I should, but I don't. My average night's sleep is like maybe 5 hours. Some of it's by choice. Seen Bloons Tower, yeah, that's it. And so that is an option. I've also got Little Nightmares, which is one that I played on a previous stream, and because I lack the ability to be consistent with my games, I've yet to find one that really clicks for me on stream. Not helped by the fact that I can't. I tend to lock in a little bit too much, and that doesn't help. Mostly on 4 hours sleep on average. Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure we're meant to have more than that. Both you and I think just in general we're meant to be getting, like, apparently it's like 8 hours sleep, and that just doesn't do it for me. Mostly because that's not the way that my brain works sleep schedule wise. Because, like, I would love to have 8 hours sleep. However, capitalism requires me to work from like 8:30 to 6 o'clock, and that requires me to be up relatively early. But my brain doesn't like letting me go to sleep before 1 to 2 in the morning, and I still need to be up in the morning to do the working. Don't know why I forgot that word, but it's not super convenient that my sleep schedule does not match my work schedule. And hence why, on average, I'm sitting on usually about 5 hours sleep. I stopped using a sleep tracker because it made me sad. Because I kept getting reminded, you need more sleep. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, I know I do. I know I need more sleep. What are you going to do about it? So, but apparently the average person needs 8 hours. That ain't happening anytime. Even on my days off, I usually can't sleep that late anyway. I'll go to sleep late or early, and like half of my weekends, I legitimately am just like, it's already 2:30 in the morning. Is it even worth going to sleep at this rate? It's gonna be sunlight in a couple of hours anyway. There is a weird sort of logic behind that, and it doesn't really hold up under scrutiny. Go to bed soon to hopefully get that 6 hours. Get up, work with public transit. Fair enough. That's right. Well, you go get some sleep and hopefully, lead by example. Do as I say, not as I do. Because, that's because half of the people that I watch on stream are streaming from the UK or Europe or America. Their schedules don't generally align with mine, so I'm usually up quite early to watch those, and then going to bed quite early / late, just due to my own sleep schedule. So that probably doesn't help. Cars at the garage or yearly checkup. Oh, fun. Yeah, mine's probably due for that. I think I've got a little bit of time left, so that I can save up a little bit for that at least. So don't know why I did that. Yes, no, that's right. You go get some sleep if you need to. Get some rest. Because, yeah, it's, as previously mentioned, I get it. I would get more sleep, but not much I can do about that, unfortunately. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I could do about that, but that takes out a lot of the joy in my life. And so I'm not doing that. I would rather have joy and be tired than be alert but unhappy. Let's stick with that. Let's stick with that logic. Laptop want to be here for the average. Oh, thank you. At the moment, I think you may be the only one, but thank you. It always helps. That's it. We'll see how today goes. I don't need a lot more in regards to my average viewer count. Actually, that reminds me, that was one other thing I potentially can do on today's stream, is that I have I've taken a little bit of inspiration from a few different people, and in terms of getting prepared for being able to do subscriptions, I've made a wheel. I don't have a physical wheel, but I've made a if I can, where's my fucking browser button? That is, oh, that's not helpful. That is also not the screen that I want. So I have this little, that is, I don't even know why I did that. I'm making a wheel for when I get the ability to make subs. And so when I do get around to affiliate, one thing I can potentially do is I'll make some wheels, or a wheel, or multiple wheels. I haven't decided. There's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? There is a lot of possibilities I need to consider. Like, this is a wheel. Do I want a different wheel for different tiers of sub gifting? Do I want different wheels for people gifting multiples? It's a lot of things I need to consider, and I have not yet. So potentially I might do a little bit later. So as you can see, one of those things that I'm doing, I want to do some workouts, but like, I don't know which ones. and because I'm on my feet a lot for my job, so that's not too much of a problem. But at the same time, I do want to get more exercise. And in order to do that, I need motivation. And when I get home from work, I am generally very tired. So I figure if I make it a stream, well, that's kind of the thing. There's going to be, at this rate, there is a redeem in my head, obviously, because it doesn't exist yet. There is a redeem for a workout thing, but so far that is an option. Then I've also got this one for if I get any kind of subs, in which case I don't know what you can't see what I'm pointing at. I'm pointing at the screen at this one. For me, it's over there, but so I figure with if I do it as a sub goal challenge, something like that, then at the same time, I may either have to do a bean. Oh, she heard something shaking and assumed it was for her. As you can see, she is still here. So I can do beans, or I can do push-ups, or I can do leg lifts. I don't know that many exercises, if I'm being perfectly honest. I do have some weights downstairs. I was doing like split squats for a while, and then I got bored and distracted, and therefore I just stopped. So they just sit. I got weights sitting down in my garage. I got like hand weights. I got the bar weights. I got options, baby. So it's another one of those things where I kind of was just like, I'm going to over prepare myself for this particular hobby, and then nothing happens, or it lasts for like a week. It lasted for several weeks. In my defense, I did actually stick to it for a while. Now a lot of my exercise is being on my feet a lot at work. Customer service is fun like that. And so I have that. And I have a lot of options for... So I want more options for my wheel, because at the moment I've got like 3 sets of beans and 4 different exercises, and I think we can add more. And by we, I mean me and whoever might happen to be in chat. If anyone is there, if anyone has options, if anyone has any exercises that I can do off stream or off, well, I say off camera, but realistically, like I got this camera. This camera is a perfect camera for exercising. Because like I might need to tweak it a little bit, but it points down at the floor. And that is exactly where I need it to go. So I pre-thought these things, baby. It's all good. Not a total coincidence, but it is a little bit of a coincidence. But I do have that, and so I can do that. I don't know how that's going to work with the makeup and the fact that good morning, Sven. Or evening, whatever time of day it is for you. Good morning. Good day to you. Or night. I don't know. That greeting could cut the very first. It's 1 a.m. one, then I guess it is good morning. A very early morning, but good morning nonetheless. We have just been talking about exercise, funnily enough. Because I was just talking a little while ago about how... One thing that I can do, oh yes, I forgot. She's been on my desk since about half an hour before I started streaming, and she is being really annoying about it. Anything that she can knock over, she will, and she has not let me near my computer. Well, I'd hope not, because she's been neutered, and... She got that out of her system. She shouldn't be hungry either, because I fed her about half an hour before stream. The only thing I can think of is she's overstimulated because she saw a neighbor cat recently, and she gets very not aggressive towards that cat, but excited, I guess is probably the best word for it. So if she sees something on my desk, at the moment she is going to knock it over. But she was basically sitting between me and my keyboard for about 10 to 15 minutes before I started streaming, and has been sitting on my desk or around my desk basically the entire time I've been streaming. And I've apparently been talking for about half an hour now, and she has been here most of that time. And she does not like me trying to get her to move, because as you know, that is illegal to move a cat that has gotten comfortable. That is why there was a stream that I was watching either yesterday or the day before, and I could not actually sit at my desk to watch that stream because I got up for a drink of water. Foolish me. And during that time, the cat decided that she liked the warmth that my butt left on the chair. So she then proceeded to sit on that chair for the next few hours. So I watched that stream either kneeling in front of my computer, perched precariously on the side of my chair, or from my bed, because she was there the whole damn time and she did not give a fuck about that. So I kind of thought that she'd do her usual thing, which is when she gets comfortable, like she'll get comfortable before stream, but as soon as I start streaming, she'll just bugger off to somewhere else. And she has not. She has been chilling at my desk the entire time. But yes, we were just talking about exercise due to the fact that I'm still gradually working my way closer to affiliate, and that may give me the option for subs. I'm not expecting subs, but it gives me the option for them. And so what I've taken some inspiration from a few different people, and I made a wheel, or I'm making a wheel. This is not the final wheel. I just need 100. Well, at the moment, I am currently on 50 something. Because at the moment, the main thing that I need for affiliate is my average viewers. And I'm most of the way there. So, are you right there, darling? Just randomly biting my arm. I did not even move near you. That was unnecessary. So it's getting closer. I only need like 1 or 2 more streams with a few people watching me. So that's doable, I think. That's not too hard, if I'm being perfectly honest. And so I've made this wheel because I don't have enough motivation in my life to do exercise as much as I should. I'm on my feet a lot for work, but in terms of like an actual exercise thing, I don't do that probably as much as I should. And I would like to. So what I'm doing is I'm making it a stream thing as a motivator. There will be a redeem, but I figure on top of that, I'm making a wheel. So if I get a subscriber, I'll either have to eat some of these beans or I'll have to do some form of exercise. And I want to add more exercises because, to be perfectly honest, I've forgotten what a lot of different types of exercise are. I also kind of need some that I can do with my limited space in this room. That would also be like kind of viewable on camera. Now, it has also occurred to me many times that may be a slight problem, given that, you know, I got a little bit of a look going for a lot of my streams. And working up a sweat for that is probably not great. Maybe putting a little bit of a test on the setting spray that I use for my makeup. And so there is that, but I'm willing to figure something out in that regard. So that's not as big a problem as I'm making it sound. It does also mean that well, one of the things, I occasionally like my dresses and my skirts and that sort of thing. I'm more of a jeans person, which is not also super helpful when it comes to exercises, but it does mean I won't be able to wear any of those because if I'm doing exercises, I don't want to accidentally flash the camera. Because I would prefer to not get banned immediately. And apparently they don't like that. So, funnily enough, I've heard. But either that or I'm just going to have to get real good at working my angles. So that is a thing, potentially. So I've got a wheel that I'm making. I've got redeems that I can make. I've got a handful of emotes that are okay. They'll do for now, or like in the meantime. And I've got a couple of subscriber badges. Again, all of these things I don't need yet because I'm not an affiliate and not able to use any of these things. But at the very least, it means when I can, I'm not starting from nothing. So we are good. So it did also just recently occur to me as I was watching back my last VOD for the purposes of trying to find clips of things that I could use, which I did. Go me. I did also notice that I missed one of the follower beans. It's very rude of me. And so I'm gonna go do that follower bean now. I'm not sure who that might have been. I think that might have been for. So I'm just looking at my alerts list because at the moment my main alerts are followers. For Zachary, I kind of just kept talking after I said hello to Zachary, and I was just like, it's a little bit rude. My apologies. Don't know if Zachary's here right now, but if they are, this next bean's for you. I got the person before them and I got the person after them, but I forgot to get them. It's very rude of me. I apologize. So I've got my beans and I'm doing this for Zachary. We'll see what bean you are, Zachary. As you can see, the cat is very excited. You would think that she didn't just eat like an hour and a half ago. She has a lot of options and a lot of food. She's just attention seeking. Takes after her parents like that. So we have the option for this one. Oh, it's another cappuccino or liver and onions one. That's amazing because I hate both of those flavors. So we'll see what you are, Zachary. That could have been phrased better. We'll see what flavor bean you are, Zachary. Okay, what do we got? Okay, it's not cappuccino. It's kind of funny in this case. I'm pretty sure this is the liver and onion, which somehow tastes better than the good flavor of cappuccino. That could also just be because I hate coffee. So, yeah, you're back. Thank you. Welcome back, Lizzie. I just ate a Bean Boozled bean that tasted like liver and onion, which apparently was the bad option, but I actually thought it was better than the good option of cappuccino. So, I am back. Yes. I missed my, well, I try to stream Monday and Fridays. I missed my Friday stream. I was not really having a great time of it on Friday. And so I was just like, I'm not going to be an entertaining streamer if I do it on Friday. And we have a cat. This cat has been hanging around on my desk since 10 to 15 minutes before I started streaming. And she does not like me touching anything on this desk. She also doesn't apparently like how I've got my desk currently set up because she just keeps trying to knock every single fucking thing off my desk. So my desk drawer is very full at the moment of all the things that I've had to move off the desk so that she won't knock it and try and eat it. So I need to come to, oh yes, I do have that written down. I keep forgetting about it. To be honest, my memory is like definitely not one of my strongest. Memory is not my strongest thing. I've got it written down, but then I have to remember to look at the fact that I wrote something down. Sounds kind of manic. Yeah, a little bit. And yeah, so I do have it written down. I keep meaning to, where's it gone? Oh yeah, there it is. And so I do still have the list. I do still have the list written down. Yeah, my memory is not good. I was going to stream on Friday, but again, my mental health was not having a great day of it after work, so I took a I was gonna say sick day, but that doesn't really work for streaming. And then my plan was to stream on Saturday instead. I just completely forgot that I said I was gonna do that, so that didn't happen. So my memory is not the most reliable for certain things. It's I'm not entirely sure what I'm prioritizing myself. Thank you. I try to. I've been doing better with that over the last few years than I have been before that. Before that, it was very much a case of push through it for the sake of whatever everyone else was doing, and now I'm just like, fuck that. It's just gonna make it worse. It benefits no one for me to push through, because it means that I am more tired and more not good. So that's not great for me, and it's not great for chat because I'm probably not really going to be super coherent either. Used to do the same. Yeah, no, I was a people pleaser for the majority of my life, and it's only been over the last few years that I've finally started like actually doing things for me. And there's a few people in my life that did not like that change. They did not like that well, to be fair, there's been some semi-drastic changes over the last few years, and they were kind of caught by surprise by that. But I just kind of was like, I'm not happy doing what I had been doing, so I'm going to try something different. And so I have, and whilst, I'm currently not necessarily what I would call happy due to something that I mentioned in my last stream, because I had like a PTSD incident a couple of months back, kind of turned off the part of my brain that is able to feel joy. I'm not unhappy, it's just I'm not able to feel joy. It's a weird feeling. And, but yes, in general, even with that in mind, I'm probably doing better for myself than I was a couple of years ago. So that is a weird way to look at it. But I'll take it as a win, because it means I'm doing things for me. And so that is the main thing. You got to do things for you got to do what works for you. Because like people pleasing, not happy about, yeah, basically it's kind of just like, it's kind of just an advanced apathy. Like I can, as you can see, I can still find stuff funny. I can still be excited. Just that other one is just kind of not there. So it's gone bye-bye. It's gone sleepy bye-byes, and it'll be back. It just took a few months last time when that happened, which I don't really want to have to wait another couple of months, but we'll see. I don't know how my brain works. That would be asking a lot for me to know how my own brain works half the time. I don't know what I'm doing with my brain. But yeah, so a few months does it. Yeah, wow. I've survived it before, I'll survive it again. As I've mentioned last stream, it takes a lot more than that to take me down. Devil Lady, welcome in, welcome back. Thank you for joining. We've just been talking mental health, and I've also been talking about exercise, because when I get the option to do like redeems and such, I've got a wheel, and I'm going to be adding more to that wheel once I think of more exercises that I can do on stream. And so just popping in before we go to bed. All good, Sam. Thank you for dropping in. I appreciate that. And yes, so I've got my wheel, and I will be adding more to it. Well, it's kind of a gamble wheel, except the only thing I'm gambling is my energy, because It's for when when I get the option to do redeems or subscriber things. We spin the wheel, and I either eat beans or I work out, because I lack the motivation to work out in my own time. So I figure I'll do it on stream. Beans, yes, these are bean boozled. You can't see it on this one. These are bean boozled ones, the ones where you get each bean has either a good flavor or a bad flavor. And I just had one because I missed a follower from my last stream. And so I was like, I'm going to catch up because that's rude otherwise. And I am not a rude person. And so I got one that tasted like liver and onions, which was apparently the bad flavor, but I actually thought that tasted better than the good flavor. Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if someone's made an exercise called beans. But no, I figure I'll switch it up a little bit. So we've got one option for exercises and one option for beans. And was the good flavor coffee? Coffee was allegedly, well, it was the good flavor, with liver and onions being the bad flavor. But because of the fact that I despise the taste of coffee, the liver and onions actually tasted better, in my opinion. I think that's the Raven is just using bean cans. Well, actually, yeah, that is a good point, actually. I didn't think of that. Beans could be used as weights. I don't have any beans, like outside of those beans. I don't have any bean cans. That's Raven's thing. I also don't know if, I don't know if I have room in this room to make a bean wall. Basically, every wall in my room is busy. I also don't trust that my cat wouldn't run into it. She's been chilling on my computer desk basically the entire time I've been streaming. She also doesn't like me trying to move her. She's bitten me a few times just because my hand has been in the general area of her, because it's illegal to move a cat once they've gotten comfortable. And so yes, I have my wheel. And I will be adding more to that wheel once I can figure out some exercises that I can do on stream that won't completely either exhaust me or that I have room is kind of important, because my room basically is there it is. So that is the working area. So you see where that rug is? That is basically the working area that I have for my floor. So I'm going to have to figure out what I can squeeze into that space. There's a few that I can do. So as with most of the other things that I've done over the last couple of weeks, I can't use this yet because I'm not just giving away exercises for free. You see. I got to make you guys work for it. And there was so annoying. I just had an idea yesterday for another one that I could do. Oh, that's what it was. I just remembered what it was. So out of curiosity, I found out very recently that despite not having attempted it in many, many years, I can still get at least one leg behind my head. Didn't know I could still do that. I used to be able to get both. Now I can only get one, which is a little bit annoying, but kind of makes sense because I don't stretch as much as I probably should. But apparently that's something I can do. Now, that won't necessarily be a redeem, but get one behind there and stand still. Nice. It was I forgot I had no reason to check that until very recently, and it kind of reminded me of the fact that I may potentially have undiagnosed EDS. It's a thought that I've had for many years, and it's just reoccurred to me recently, and I was like, oh yeah, I should probably get that looked at. Can lift the foot almost to my waist. Nice. because yeah, like I've got a decent amount of flexibility, which is nice given the fact that, like I said, I really don't stretch as much as I should. Uh, but like my default standing pose is like, imagine these are your feet, for example. So you know, wrist is the ankle. So it's fairly common that like I can't even do it with my hands. That's not great. But like that's like the default pose essentially, is that like one of my feet is like nearly 180 degrees to the other. And I just do that because it's comfortable. And apparently that's weird for some people. And so the cat just kind of walked in the way there again. So I was surprised I could still do that. It was, again, it's not something that I generally try to do because I have no reason to. There is no benefit to me doing that. But in the future, if someone were to, I don't know, if I make a redeem or if I make like a donation goal or something like that, then, you know, I'll put my leg behind my head on stream. I will have to figure out if that is something that TOS will allow me to do. May have to figure out my angles on that one. I did try to get both. Apparently I can't do both at the moment. But again, if I start getting more into my exercises, I'll have to stretch more, which means that possibility could come back. As long as you have socks on, that is a very good point, Lizzie. Oh, sorry, Sam. Sorry, Lizzie was saying stuff other way. Make sure you are. Yeah, that was the other thing. I was saying that earlier as well, is that I'll have to make sure that I do exercises that won't be a problem if I wear a dress or a skirt. Because that did also occur to me. Also, the fact that I wear jeans most of the time when I'm streaming. If I'm wearing sweats, that's fine. But if I'm wearing jeans, they're not really big workout material things, which is not great. Probably also won't be doing the legs behind the head with jeans. Those jeans, yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I would have to change into the sweats or leggings. I don't know. I think I've got leggings. I at the very least, I have safety shorts. Same reason should I. Oh, jumping exercises. Yes, that is a very good point. I probably won't do too many of those just because I don't know if there's like, 'cause that wall leads to a neighbor and I'm not sure if how often they use that room, and jumping might be loud. I'm trying not to piss them off. So far, I've been successful at not pissing them off. I haven't had any like knocks on my door or noise complaints or anything. So I take that as a good sign that when I'm streaming, they're not in that room. Another reason, yeah, no, I can definitely see the reason that you were referring to, but yes, off to bed. Fair enough. Get some rest, Sam. Enjoy your sleep. So yes, I'm making a wheel, and I just need to figure out what I can do with it. I have a surprising amount of exercise stuff in my garage. And so that could, I can probably bring some of that up here. Again, room is an issue because this room currently is quite full, given that I have like the shelf, my streaming desk, a cupboard, another cupboard, and swords. There's not a lot of, there's basically enough room for me to probably lie on the floor. So that could work potentially. Excuse me, I just burped. I apologize. I just realized I have a whiteboard to my side. I was using it for other things a couple of months ago, and then I gave up on it after about a week. And I just had to make sure I didn't have anything doxing on there. Luckily, there isn't. Now, the box next to it does have my address on it, so you won't be seeing that box. I will be keeping that box to myself. But I have that, and I think they may have also gone to bed as well, but Virgo, if you are here by chance, I did get your notification. Thank you for your contribution to upgrading the memory in my PC. Every little bit helps, so thank you. And eventually that will mean that hopefully I can start doing more games that are slightly newer. He whiteboard and immediately went to teach math. Fair enough. No, that one was like I don't even know what you'd call that. It's like a work plan or something like that. A timeline of something. I don't even know what it was. I think I had big plans with it a few years ago and then I just never used it. Because that is not how my brain does plans. As I was saying before, I can have stuff written down and then immediately forgot that I wrote it down, which kind of makes it redundant, the fact that I wrote it down in the first place. So I have this timetable. It's literally to the right-hand side of my computer. And I could not tell you the last time I properly looked at it. So yeah, I don't think my brain's made for that kind of work plan. And it's the same reason why I can't use treats as an incentive to get myself to do it, because it's just like, well, I'm the one giving myself the treat, so I could just give myself the treat now. Why would I make myself wait for the treat when I can have the treat now? So as you can see, flawless logic going on behind there. And so that's not... It's also the fact that apparently my brain is just not wired to feel achievement. It's just kind of like, yep, I've done it. Now what? So, which is really annoying because I would love to get some dopamine when I do something every now and then and not have to rely on buying things. Granted, buying things for other people, but buying things nonetheless. Treats work really well as long as I don't have them in the house. That's probably a good point as well. Although for me, then like the entire time I'm doing something, my brain would probably be like, man, I could just be buying myself some treats right now. So, I mean, that's a better plan than the one that I had, which was just like having treats on hand. Did I try rock? Which rock? Which rock are we talking about? I'm not sure which rock you're referring to. Oh, rock hunting. No, I've basically been working like the entire time between now and my last stream. So, alas, there has not been enough daylight, energy, or time to be doing the rock hunting. That is another thing that I had written down. See, that's the problem. Yeah. But that's not really something that I have a lot of control of, unfortunately. My work schedule is interesting. I would love to have more time off, but I also like having money. Money is very helpful for me. Again, due to the fact that like one of the few sources of dopamine that I can get for myself is by buying things, mostly for other people. I've in fact had to resist the urge over the last couple of days to buy stuff for more people. Just be to what would we recommend for time? Not recommend. Yeah, there is that. That was an issue that I've had in the past. So kind of it didn't work great for my time because it was one of the times that I had to be hospitalized and like basically when it was like I was working, then I was sick, then I was in hospital, and then I was apparently well enough to be working the next day because the hospital had, gotten me better. But I was just like, damn, I really would have liked to have done anything else on this weekend. GF is hoping to go live in the forest away from civilization. I've tried that, kind of. Well, not forest, more bushland for me. It's I'm more of a technological person, so that worked great for the rest of my family who are very much more green thumb. I am not a green thumb. I will take any plant that requires minimal maintenance for my house. That's an efficient hospital. One of the few times an efficient hospital, because basically every other time they have basically sent me out without an answer because apparently my body's just fun like that. And that was the 1 out of 10 times where they were just like, oh no, we know what this is. And so that one, they just, to be fair, that was one of the ones where like I got brought in by ambulance and they prioritized me. That's not a good sign when they have to prioritize you at the hospital. And so they unlike a lot of the other times where I've gone in by ambulance and they've just sat me in triage for hours and then just gone, we can't see anything wrong. And I was like, well, try harder. And with this other time, I went in and they went and looked at me and they went, yeah, no, we know exactly what's wrong with you. We are going to pump you so full of medication and fluid for like the next 24 hours. And that seemed to help. I'm not entirely sure what the medication was, but it seemed to help. Also a tech person, we lived in the forest for years. DF came out last week. Yeah, that's me. I would be the one to cave in the first week. I've tried that I've tried that in the past, and it was not. My family camped a lot when I was a kid, which is why I will never camp again if given the option, because I camped so much. I was like, I am done. I am good for camping. You guys go camp as much as you want. I'm going to stay home and play video games or watch television. You guys do your hiking. You guys do your campfires. I've done my time. Well, I know what one of the medications that they gave me was, but I don't know what they gave me a few. Actually, no, I don't. No, they gave me a medication for afterwards. That one I know. And that was more just like, in case of emergencies when I get home sort of thing. Couldn't tell you a damn thing for what they gave me when I was there. The thing that basically fixes everything, I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm just glad that I was not dying anymore. 'Cause that wasn't fun. It was one of my less fun times going to the hospital. More fun than the times that I was in like 8 to 9 out of 10 level pain and they found nothing. But it's still a visit to the hospital and therefore not fun. You're gonna feel like everything is fixed? Yeah. The amount of fluids they put back into my body that time as well also meant that I was peeing constantly. So that was, you know, I've had better days than those ones, but I'm gonna see if I still have, because I think I took some selfies when I was at the hospital and able to stand up, because I was like, I need proof in case someone asks. So nope. Where are these damn photos? I will also make sure that it does not. Stabbing yourself with an IV is always fun. Yeah. Apparently, I've got good veins for various. I've got good veins for blood draws. So, yay. Back. It was a weird compliment. So here was apparently when I had to go to the hospital, and this was after they been looking at me for a few hours. You are not going to be seeing an in-depth photo of that one because I looked like shit. 6 drops per 10 seconds. Are you gonna go? Potentially, yeah. That might have been one of them. Like I said, they put me on a bunch of stuff for that 24 hours that I was in there. It was it's a fun night. I don't think I had shoes. Now that I think of it, I think I was wearing socks when the ambulance picked me up. I don't think I had shoes. It's a weird thing. That's a weird memory that just popped back into my head. So priorities. Apparently, my priorities when I was in hospital were a weird thing, and gave you a ring and get happy, possibly. Because I've now just remembered the two main priorities that my brain had when I was in hospital, apart from, don't die. Weird the details you remember? Absolutely. Like the first one was like when I was in there and actively having like multiple doctors poking and prodding me and injecting stuff into my veins. My first thought was, I need to make sure that my cat has enough food. And they were like, you were nearly dead when you came in here. Your heart was dangerously low. You are not leaving this hospital until then. The cat will be fine for a little bit longer. And she was. She had plenty of food. And it just occurred to me then that, yeah, the ambulance picked me up and I was just wearing socks. And so I was basically like walking around the hospital only in socks, even when I left. I don't think I had shoes or even sandals. It's a weird memory that just, like, I literally only just remembered that. That's the effect of ringer. Okay, well, that could be one of them then. It's very possible. But yes, it's weird what the priorities of the human brain are when in an emergency situation. Although I have found out that apparently when I am in an emergency situation, but it is not me that is the emergency, apparently I'm actually pretty good, because I had first aid training in one of my previous jobs, and someone fell down the stairs at my workplace and they took a massive chunk out of one of their legs. And I was like the person closest to the situation. So I was like, oh, I guess I am going to be the one looking after this. There was a giant puddle of blood all over the stairs where she fell because of the, missing chunk of like you could see bone. You could see the layers of tissue in that person's leg. It was gross. But apparently I kept my cool and I sufficiently treated the wound. And I got someone else to call the ambulance because I'm like, I kind of need to focus on making sure that this leg is covered. And apparently when the paramedics came, the only thing they had to say was, it could have been a little bit tighter, but otherwise well done. And I was like, nice. Apparently I'm okay in emergencies as long as it's not my own emergency. Still remember when brother was drowning. One of the thoughts that went through my head when was I hope I don't lose the contact. Yeah, it's funny where the brain goes in an emergency. Because I was, yeah. Like when I was just with this other one at my workplace, like my first thought was, oh, that ain't good. So I just kind of, like I said, I kept my cool and I called out to my coworker who was at the other end of like the building, and I was just like, hey, can you call the ambulance, please? we might need an ambulance here. And yeah. So apparently when I'm the one that's treating an emergency, apparently I'm good at keeping my cool. But when it's myself, apparently, well, I don't panic as such. But apparently, yeah, my brain's ability to prioritize what I need to do with myself kind of just goes away. So that's fun. I just realized I've referred to multiple medical emergencies as fun. That is certainly a choice. So I tend to freeze up when I have to serve people. I mean, that's fair. I don't know if I would necessarily have enough. Like, if the adrenaline ran out on when I was dealing with that other person, I may not have been as good. I've never had to sew anyone up, luckily. I've mostly just had to, in that case, stem the bleeding for the time being so that this person had the ability to stand upright so that they could get out of the stairs for the ambulance people to help them. And it was well, I say luckily, but silver lining, because I was the one that treated my coworker for the gaping leg wound, My other coworker was like, "That's okay. I will clean up the puddle of blood." I was like, "Thank you. I appreciate that. I did most of the work here, so thank you. You can do the cleanup now." Refer to my dad being airlifted to the hospital as a good laugh now? Yeah. It's one of those things. Were the muscles showing? I wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, I could kind of see the layers of tissue with this particular person. I may have seen bone as well, so there's a good chance I probably saw muscle. It was very vivid, I guess is probably the best way to describe it. It was, that was a hell of a day for everyone involved. So that was, for a change, that was a medical emergency that wasn't mine. Granted, most of my medical emergencies came after that period, now that I think of it. Damn. Oh well. Apparently I had a good run for not having medical emergencies, and then apparently the universe decided it was my time. Nice change of pace. It was. It definitely made the rest of that day go pretty quickly, because we were basically just dealing with health and safety forms for the rest of the day, as well as my coworker having to clean up the puddle of blood, which, like I said, given that I was the one that treated the person who was openly bleeding onto the stairs, I think it's fair that someone else did the cleanup. I think that's a fair compromise, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's one of those things that I don't seem to have a big problem with blood, which is nice. I mean, I still don't like looking at myself getting needles, but looking at the blood coming out is apparently fine. So apparently that, like, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I know a lot of people where they're really, really like not good with blood. And like, I'd prefer to not have blood around me, don't get me wrong. But apparently, like, when I see blood, I'm just like, oh, probably not great that there's blood there. Hate needles, fine with scalpels. Yeah, I could see that. It's yeah, I don't love needles. Like, I'm fine to take them, but I'm very glad though that, like, the last time I needed to get sort of blood taken by doctors, well, by the nurses, I should say. I got a really, really good one. And because it was literally, it just felt like it literally just felt like someone pinched the skin between their fingernails, and that was it. And I was like, that was nothing. I was like, I want that more. If I could get this nurse every single time, that'd be great. Also, Kat, because apparently she's had her time away from the stream, and now she wants to join back in again. And are you going to continue trying to bite me? No? You're over that? Fantastic. So if you're wondering what she's doing, I have my microphone over there, and the microphone has a one of these things. I can't remember what they're called. It's not a noise gate. It's something like that, and it's she likes to rub herself against that. Haven't tried to buy you once. That's fair. I appreciate that. Pop filter. Yes, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. And off to bed. That's all good. Get some sleep, Lizzie. Thank you for dropping by. That is all good. So we have, she's, okay, you know what? Because you're not biting me this time, you'll get a treat. So the last couple of times she's been on my desk, she bit me. She won't let me like get my hands onto the treat to actually give them to her. But instead of yeah, that is just like all you guys are seeing right now. You know what? I'll switch to this one, because this one does not, like, you can still see tail, but it's not occupying the entirety of the stream. There's still tail, but it's not as much tail. Oh my god. I think she's just getting annoyed now because I'm taking too long to open the treats. Okay, can you maybe like go over here please? Here's your treats. Enjoy your treats. She fucking loves that. And I will give her treats this time because she was on my desk but not actively biting me. Now she's just like, she can smell them on my hand. But I really nice. I got a store. Nice. I didn't actually see a lot of well, not stray cats, but just like cats out in the wild, I guess is probably one way to say it. But I don't really see a lot of those. I wish I saw more, but I suppose that's probably not a great thing. But it's yeah, we don't. There's not a lot of like. I think also for us as well, we have Australia is a lot more funny about outdoor cats because like we have a lot of native wildlife that are like birds, and apparently there was a problem a lot of years ago. I don't remember how many years ago. Apparently there was a problem with like there being too many outdoor cats, and because of there being too many outdoor cats, all of the native birds were being eaten. And so then after that, I think they made it like not a rule per se, but they incentivized people keeping their cats either indoors or contained outdoors. Because I think it's like, it's cheaper to register a cat, or to like, it's cheaper to chip a cat or get like, to treat a cat if they are registered as an indoor only cat. Granted, there's not a lot that they can do to verify that, but I guess like if they find a cat that's registered as an indoor cat and it's outside, then you probably get charged more if they have to treat it. I'm not 100% sure on the details, but yeah, they're so because of that, I don't actually see a lot of outdoor cats, other than there's one that likes to drop by my house every now and then and annoy my cat, which I don't mind because it's a cute cat, and I would interact with that cat more, except for the fact that if I even so much as touch the door between my cat and that cat, my cat will attack the door and injure her head, which she has done regularly. I would love to interact with that cat because I feel like it's a friendly cat. Got sad to hear this. So yeah. But that's kind of the thing. They were just like, the cats are eating too many of our birds, so keep your cats inside, people. Was basically I don't know if it was I'm assuming it was a government thing. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I mean, I'm kind of okay with it because she's an indoor cat. She doesn't have any outside time. Also, because I don't trust her outside. Because when I like first got her, she bolted a few times at the very beginning. I was just like, yeah, that is why you're not allowed outside that door now. Because I had to chase you down to get you back in. And then she went missing for several hours. And eventually she came back and I was like, okay, that was stressful. Don't do that. Also, because like, none of my doors are compatible with cat doors. So she's either outside or inside, and I cannot, I would not feel comfortable to just have her roaming around outside all day without the option of being able to come back inside. If I had that option, maybe, but my doors are not compatible with it, and that's a little bit annoying. But she's a spoiled cat anyway, so I don't think she'll miss out too much from that one. She's got her friend that she likes to attack through the window. So we have that going for us. One day they may be friends, and she will not attack the window anytime she sees them. So we can dream about that. And so yes, I have the cat, which, as several of you probably know, I now have I will have as redeems for my stream, so that she has treats. Because I'm just nice like that. So we will be she'll be getting treats. She's gonna fucking love that redeem. Hence why there will be a limit on how much I can actually do that redeem, because it will get abused and she will get fat. Well, fatter. She's already got a bit of a pooch going on. So she would love that redeem. I will, however, need to put a limit on it, or otherwise we're going to have to look out for her cholesterol. So we have that. Now, there is a possibility I may potentially play a game on this stream. It was briefly discussed because unlike my last stream where I had many hours of concert material to discuss, I have not been to a concert this week due to the fact that, as I said, I was working. So because of that, it's been a little bit less in the way of stories, apart from my little mental health issue on Friday, hence no Friday stream. So where we've pushed through that a little bit. So now we're here. My voice is a little bit strained because I had something going on with it last week. I don't think it was laryngitis, but I did have a thing where I basically kind of like I woke up with a sore throat and then lost my voice for like most of the next 2 days. It was coming and going, and it's kind of better. It's not like all the way there. It's already feeling a little bit strained, and I've only been talking for an hour and a half. But it's better than I was, so I'll take it as a win. Also, why do I have this song on my playlist? I don't like this song. Once I figure it out as well, I'll do like a skip song redeem as well. Because at the moment I don't have like a user playlist, but I do have, I do have the ability to skip songs. This is marginally better. Okay, let's stick with that. So, what are you doing? She wanted to be all up in our business. But, yes. So, if anyone does have, as I mentioned before, I do have my my wheel. If anyone has any ideas while we're here, I can probably add in a couple more. Again, it kind of depends on space and equipment and technical ability. I'm not 100% sure how that one would tie in, but potentially that may also apply. Not 100% sure. I'm going to have a few. I'm going to add one more of the beans. Going to add another beans in there. Oh, that is too many beans in a row. Okay, shuffle that. Okay. I need to add more non-bean ones to balance this one out a little bit. So, I kind of, if anyone has any ideas, where is my chat gone? There's. Because there's a few that I know that I can do because I've done them before. I just need to figure out what other ones I can do, and also if I know what they're called. Because that can make a difference a little bit, because if I don't know what I'm doing, kind of complicates things a little bit. So we have, at the moment, we have squats, because I know how to do squats. I can't do split squats in here because I don't have the room. I have that in my garage, but I don't have the room to do split squats up here. Or at least not the way that I do them. I do like weighted split squats. We have leg lifts, which I can do. I would need to figure out angles for that one though. Plank, I do have planks. That one will also be a redeem, as opposed to this. So this one is mostly like if I get like a subscriber. because I don't have an actual spinny wheel. So I do a digital wheel instead. That'll have to do in the meantime. The cat has just decided to open my curtain, ruining my lighting just a little bit. So that is not super helpful. And push-ups, because that's a fairly staple kind of thing. So if we have any more options, I am happy to just kind of increase like multiples of the ones that I've got up here. I'm fine to do that. I don't know if this is the proper name for it. So we're adding that one too. And so what I might do at this rate, hello, welcome in Jameson, welcome to the stream, welcome first time chatter. We are looking at a wheel, as you can probably tell. So the reason I am looking at a wheel at this very moment is because I am getting closer to the point of being able to be affiliate and do like redeems and subscribers and that sort of thing, and I want to make things entertaining for the people who are utilizing them. And in case you're wondering what I mean, what it means by beans, it's these Bean Boozled beans. They're the ones which have like the multiple flavors per color. That is currently a follower treat, I guess, challenge. But I plan on including that in this one. Granted, I can't use it yet, but I like being prepared. So yes, I'm currently making a wheel to be able to keep things entertaining. Which, given that like I'm not the fittest person in the world, that is part of the reason for the wheel is because it gives me incentive to to actually do the exercises. I was just like, if I've got people holding me responsible, then that's a good mix. Then that makes it a little bit easier for me to actually do them and hopefully get a little bit fitter. I just realized you guys are still on the wheel. Anyway, back to me. So yes, I like being prepared, even if I am definitely not at the point of needing to be prepared. So at the very least, when it is needed, I am not starting with zero. It's yeah. I like to be prepared. So I have. If I'm looking down every now and then, it's because I have a cat, and she is digging at something under my chair. Not entirely sure what, but she will most likely be back up because she can. You have a cat too? Nice. What kind of cat? My cat, I don't actually know what kind of cat mine is. She's got long hair. That's about it. Also, if this stream is your jam as well, as I did mention, I do have a follower challenge with the beans. So for every new follower, I subject myself to a bean. I think mine might be a calico because when she was a kitten, she was a short hair, but she's very much not now. And it's, I don't know what she's doing down there, but I can feel her rubbing against my feet. So I don't know what exactly she's doing with that. So as long as she doesn't start biting my feet, then we're good. Because that's less fun. It's probably one of the few times she hasn't actively been on my desk right now, because she's been hanging around on my desk since before I started streaming. Actually caused me to be late for the stream due to the fact she was basically sitting on my keyboard for like the 10 to 15 minutes before my stream started, or before I actually went live, and kind of complicated things. Bites aren't fun. No, I can generally handle them a bit better on my arm than my feet. I think I got a little bit more to bite through on the top half. Yours has half a brain cell, which she shares. That's pretty funny. I don't actually know how many brain cells mine has, but every time she runs into a window, I feel like she loses another one. So I'm not sure how many she has left at this rate. I feel like the fact that she keeps running into the window probably means she doesn't have many. Oh, there she is. Hello. Of course, she's worked herself in exactly the way that is not visible to the camera. Thank you for that. Can't lose what I have. That is very true. I think she had like one brain cell when she was a kitten. I don't think that has improved, and has probably gotten worse since the window attacks. So she's doing well. Yours is smart. Yeah, mine is not. She's cute and she's cuddly sometimes, but yeah, she is. She is not that. But she's so great, so graceful, as well. I don't think I've told this story on this stream. I've told it on someone else's stream. She knows how to open bags of. My one knows how to open bags of treats, but that's only by bugging me mostly. But we were just hanging out, my cat and I, on our bed a few nights ago. And I say our bed. It's my bed, but it's our bed. But she was walking along the side of the bed very, very gracefully. And then she wasn't. And she kind of fell over the side of the bed, but not quite. And then she spent the next like 10 seconds just like scrabbling at the blankets to climb back up onto the top of the bed. And then immediately after that, she just kind of sat at the end of the bed, just like, everything's fine, nothing happened, stop laughing at me. Which is very true, because my stomach was hurting from watching that, just her attempt to save what little dignity she had. And that dignity was long gone. And she was not happy about the fact that I was laughing as heartily as I was at her expense. That was an amazing thing to watch, though. I really needed that, because that was fucking hilarious. Excalib's best boy understood each other perfectly. See, I think she kind of understands me, but chooses not to. Usually she demonstrates that by biting. If she doesn't like what I'm doing, she will usually tell me pretty quickly with biting. She will also tell me just in general. When cats judge, yeah, they to be fair, she was right to judge in this case, because yeah, I was laughing at her a lot. She did not care for that, and I think she wasn't used to being judged back. But yes, if this one doesn't like what I'm doing, she's usually pretty quick to tell me as such. So yeah, we communicate in that way. Although I do occasionally hiss at her if I don't like what she's doing and she's not listening to me. Have I ever swore at my cat? Regularly. Not usually for anything in particular. It's usually just if she's been a little bit annoying. Usually, if it's something that I would swear at in general, I'm probably going to hiss at her first, just to get her attention. Once you've had it for a long time, kind of stamps her talking. Yeah, that makes sense. Mine knows when she's done something wrong. because she will generally, like, if she's done something that she knows she's not supposed to have done, we just kind of stare at each other, and then she just kind of slinks away because she knows that she's done something wrong. At the moment, she's just being stubborn because I would prefer her to not be sitting between myself and the computer. She disagrees with that, and so she is currently, she is currently taking up a lot of space on my desk right now. And if I try to move her, she will not appreciate that. They'll look at you like you did something. Yeah, pretty much. It was, yeah, I get that every now and then. I get a lot of, how dare you? How dare you do whatever it was you just did? And, especially when it comes time for, like, feeding, because it's just like, my bowl only contains half of its food. Why are you not giving me more food as I am actively getting her food? It's not my fault that she just only eats half of her bowl. She's just like, this half of bowl, this bowl half is not the good half. I need the good half. And then she will yell at me until I do that. Probably head to bed. Fair enough, Sven. Thank you for joining in. Have a good evening. I am undecided on, as my stream title kind of mentions, I've got a couple of potential game options, and I don't know what I want to play. I've been talking for longer than I thought I would, to be honest. Time to watch old kung fu movies? Nice. So my options at this rate, I did play Little Nightmares a few streams ago. That is an option. I've also been playing a lot of Bloons Tower Defense 6 in my downtime. It's not normally my type of game, but I've been putting a few hours into it and I'm kind of hooked a little bit. That is another option. I've also got one of the Legacy of Kain games because I bought that when it was on sale and I have not actually touched it and I'm undecided. Good half is the top half? Yeah, that is very true. I've found, like, whenever I've had to brush my cat, she loves getting brushed around her face and front half. As soon as I cross that threshold to the back, she does not like that. Legacy of Kain, it's a, I guess, older game. Just trying to see how you would describe that. Do I have it somewhere nearby that I can use to describe that? So it's a vampire game. It's a vampire action game. Essentially is probably the best way to describe that. And I played it when I was very young, but I was too young, so I didn't really play a lot of it at the time. And they've done they've released a remastered version of that game at some point. I don't actually remember when. Like Blood Rain, kind of, yeah. Because there's a few in the series. I'm not sure which one that is, but yeah. So it's a vampire action game. So that is another one. I do also have Vampire Bloodlines Masquerade in my collection. That is more of a full stream game though, because I haven't just. I like that game, but I'm undecided on. I just also realized that you guys couldn't see my screen. Well done, me. But yes, it's another game that I have wanted to play, but I'm thinking maybe that might be an off-stream game, because it's like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is like an action RPG, and I tend to lock in on action RPGs, which is not great for streaming, because, you know, it might be entertaining to watch me play, but it's I kind of have to remember to, like, talk to people as well. That's kind of important for streaming, because if people wanted to watch the game, they could just go to YouTube, realistically. And I'm not on YouTube, so, well, I mean, I am. I am on YouTube. I'm not streaming on YouTube because my computer, I don't think, is currently able to handle multi-streaming. Maybe one day when my computer gets like upgraded, but that is a slow process. And it's a few years old, my computer, so it can handle games from a few years ago quite well. It can handle games from within the last few years okay, but I can't stream them because it can't do both. So most of the games that I play are either not super graphically intensive or old. So that's also why one of my follower goals is a Subnautica stream, because I am severely thalassophobic, which is a fear of the deep ocean and everything within it. And that seems like a good follower goal to keep things entertaining, because I'm probably going to need to use a heart rate monitor for that, because that's probably going to give me a panic attack. However, my computer may or may not be able to handle that and streaming. I've played a little bit of it, which is why I know it'll probably give me an anxiety attack. But that was off stream. I don't know if it'll be able to handle on stream at the same time. It is old, but there is a lot of graphic stuff going on with it. So that is why, like, my computer can handle it, but it can't handle that and streaming, potentially. I may try it, but several streams ago, I did come up with a list of potential backup ideas, so I can still terrify myself with underwater shenanigans, but that might not be quite as graphically intensive as Subnautica. I mean, I'm sure it can stream, but whether you guys get anything other than lag from my end is going to be the next question. Because like I said, my computer is a few years old. Specs, I have a... That's why I've got a few upgrade pieces on my throne at the moment. I'm not expecting to get them anytime soon. I mostly just use my throne as a reminder list so that when I do have money, I can buy them. That is not the settings menu. Okay. So, my current dealie with these, where's it gone? Able to get into it before. System, there we go. About. So my current specifications are a... Sorry, my voice is starting to go a little bit. It's not completely healed from the last few days. So I have a Ryzen 5 3600X 6-core processor with an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Super graphics card and 16 gig of RAM and 6 gigabytes of dedicated VRAM in that graphics card. So like I said, it does okay, but it's it could be better. So over time. Oh, like I said, I know it can run on my computer, but OBS is annoyingly hogging a lot of the other processing power for my computer. So it has its upsides and downsides. But so I have Subnautica as an option for that particular follow-on. I have a feeling it might be using CPU encoding. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at that in a minute. So it's the... Oh, it's not that one. So... Sorry, I'm just checking something. But yeah, so that isn't... Yes, she's back. She never left. You wanna say hello? There you go. She's just loving that mic right now. So treat, actually, you know what? We can give her a treat. She hasn't bitten me in a few minutes. She can get a treat for not biting me. The bar is in hell. Okay, madam, give me a second so I can open this and get you your treats. Madam, step back. You can go. There you go. Enjoy your treats. She does do a sniff test. Are you sniff checking my audience, madam? I appreciate that. Thank you. That's good. Because, well, Raven does like people to not be stinky. My main rule is don't be a dick. Which I guess also counts as not being stinky. Nobody wants that stinky. But, yes. Luckily, I don't get too many assholes on Twitch. I've only had to ban like 2 people, so... Although, to be fair, one of them was going to be banned anyway because he told me to kill myself. So, he wasn't hanging around. The other one just went on a permanent timeout because I timed them out and they never came back because they were being an asshole. Then there's YouTube. Just comment sections on YouTube. They're always fun. It's the joys of streaming is that there's always going to be people like that, so you kind of get used to it, which is not a good thing. Because, like, yeah, I post reels and shorts every now and then, and I got like a weirdly polite. It's honestly fun to debate people who try to be head. That's the thing. That was why the guy that got timed out the second time, he only got timed out because I was like, I don't know if I love what you're saying, but I'm going to give you a chance. The other guy just straight up told me to kill myself. So I'm like, okay, well, you can go bye-bye. It's now. You're never coming back. I mean, I'm not accepting defeat. I just accept that streaming will always come with haters and people that don't like the fact that you do anything. So no, I don't accept defeat, and like I don't accept that like what they're saying is valid. I just accept that it happens. And then I go about my day. Some of them are actually kind of funny. I don't mind them when they're funny. Others are just kind of weird, which is less helpful. And because I had one, Cat's being a dick. Mine is not here, weirdly. I was honestly expecting that. It's like, I had one YouTube comment the other day, and I was just like, I can't tell if if you're trying to be positive or if you're trying to like be like, if you're trying to spin it in a positive way, but they were just like, you're mentally ill, you may look young, but you're going to die alone in your 50s surrounded by doctors and nurses. And my first takeaway was, you think I look young? Why, thank you. Followed by, why am I dying in my 50s? That's weirdly specific. And then I just deleted the comment because I was like, that comment is more just confusing than anything else. I was like, I don't need that in my life. I'm going to go about my day and just laugh at how weird that comment was. I think they were like one step away from saying, you need Jesus. And I'm just, Kat wanted to go out. Fair enough. Mine doesn't tend to want to go out. She just likes to run into the window if her friend is nearby. So yeah, it's YouTube comments are always fun like that. But yeah, it's just a thing that comes with streaming. I'm actually, like I said, surprised I've only had to ban 2 people. Because this is my 15th stream. I had to count that. I've got recordings and everything. I just had to count how many files I had. Because I've got like 15 streams, so I only had to ban like 2 people. It's great. either my bot's working a lot better than I thought it was, or people don't feel like being assholes as much, which is nice. It's a pleasant surprise. I seem to be attracting more friendly people than asshole people, and that is always nice. So thank you for all those that are coming around and watching me and not being assholes. I appreciate that. Being an asshole towards asshole, that's fair. That is a fair thing, because like it's not in my nature to be an asshole. Like, I'll be snarky for sure, but I don't. But it's just like some people just need their comeuppance. So yeah. But that's the wonderful thing about me just having a ban button right there. And I can just go, you know what? I don't like your tone. Bye-bye. But like I said, luckily I've only had to do it a couple of times, which is great. So yes, thank you for those who are watching and not being an asshole. Even if you're just, thank you as well to any lurkers who are also here, because that means you're watching me, but you're also not being an asshole, which is the main thing. That's like my big rule. Don't be an asshole or a dick. I can't remember which one I put in my rules, but one of them. Only me when I'm drunk. That's fair. I mostly just get sleepy when I'm drunk. Granted, I don't really get drunk, so I don't have enough evidence to tell on that one. And like I have had like drinks on stream. That's probably the closest that I've had to it. I played Never Have I Ever on stream, and there was a few things that I had to drink towards. That was a fun stream. It's funny, I've noticed, regardless of reason, being an asshole is like notice. Yeah, that makes sense. I'd believe that. Some people can be assholes. Some can argue without being assholes. Yeah, it's a thing. It's like it's the main thing. Like, I don't mind if people have questions or if they want to like legitimately discuss stuff, but it's just like, if you're gonna be an asshole about it, that's not cool. I have lost immediate interest in the conversation if you start being an asshole about things. The intent of being an asshole, yeah, that makes sense. But it's I think it's just some people, really. Some people don't know better, some people do know better and don't care. Generally, the former can work on themselves. Does different beliefs make you an asshole? No, it doesn't. Neither does disagreeing. I will agree there, yeah. Like I said, like, I a lot of the time I am fully aware, like, I like learning about things. So if I've got someone who has a different viewpoint, I would like to know what led them to that viewpoint, as long as they're not being an asshole about it. Them's the rules. So, but yeah, so that is the thing. I kind of want to, I have these beans. I kind of want to have one at the moment. I haven't had any new followers to like need to have one, but I kind of want to have one anyway. Someone is an asshole. They have a small from under. Interesting. I did not know that. I just learned something new. But yes, that's the thing. I like to consider myself to be a relatively positive and optimistic person. I don't know why I just put my arms up. It seemed like the thing to do. Well, yeah, that is true. You're gonna get me to eat a bean? What do you mean by that? Because I do have my beans. Oh, that's what you mean by that. Thank you, Jameson. I didn't realize you hadn't already followed. That's all right. Thank you. Yes, now I do need to eat a bean. I probably should have paid more attention on that one. So, kind of notice when they switch and doesn't matter what you say, they'll just, yeah. Some people, they just like, they're fixed in their mindset, and that's generally, yeah. So Kat also wants a bean. She's not allowed to have them because I don't know if she's allowed to. So the bean for this one is either, the flavors will be either Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks. Now, which one is this one? I think it's this flavor. I think that is this one. The cat wants to smell it. I don't think you're gonna like it. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like it. I don't know why I smell them. You can't actually smell these things. The flavor is all on the inside. I'm pretty sure this is the right one, because there's a couple that look similar. Cat wants beans. I think they might. I think it's just because they hear that, and that is the same sound that their treats make. Alright. I wonder if I just bitten into. Oh. I think I got the Tutti Frutti one. That's like the second good flavor I've had out of all of this batch so far. I've had a good run with them. It's great. So congratulations, Jameson. You have a good flavor. I'm sorry. You rolled a good flavor, which, like I said, is kind of funny because I've had like 10 of these so far, and there's only been like 2 flavors. There's this one, and I had one with berry, which was quite nice. So I'm sorry. That's all right. I might try another one in a second. You might just, like I said, I kind of just feel like beans at the moment. Other James doesn't have a good flavor? Probably not. I don't remember what flavor he had, but I had a feeling it was probably not a good one. Because like I said, I've only had 2 good ones so far. The main one that I look forward to the least is the black jelly bean, because that is either licorice or burnt rubber. And that burnt rubber is very vivid. So I don't love that particular one, which is not great. But yes, we had that bean. That was, so thank you for James or Jameson. I'm not 100% sure, but if you have a preference, let me know. I'm probably going to call you Jameson, but it's you got a good one. I might give you a second one just because. Got to make it entertaining. Be really funny if the second one is also a good flavor. Want to see a trick? What would that be, Sven? What is your trick? Because if you're planning on following, you've already followed. So I don't know if a second follow would count from yours, but I'll probably do a second one either way. The next pain you pick is a good one. That's what I mean. It's like, it's probably really funny if it was, given that my luck so far has been like heavily towards the bad beans. I think I had like the berry on my second bean, and then everything else after that has been the bad flavors. Granted, the cappuccino is technically a good flavor, but I hate coffee, so the bad flavor of liver and onions was actually better than the good flavor of cappuccino, in my opinion. So I'm still counting that as a bad flavor. Kobuge, I do like that emote. That is a cool emote. Okay. We'll try another bean just for Jameson, just because people expect the bad beans because they're more entertaining to watch the bad beans. And Jameson's still here, where the last time I got a good bean, the person was no longer in the chat at that point, so they didn't get a second one. Jameson's here, he gets a second one. Or they get a second one. I don't want to assume. So the one that I've got for this one is, if I guessed this correctly, either strawberry smoothie or dead fish. And I just need to make sure that I'm getting the right one, because that is a weird color. I think it might be this one. That might be the one. So if you're on, well, we'll have to wait and see. I'm assuming this is the one that I've picked as the one that I was just talking about. I've immediately forgotten what I was just talking about. So, what is this flavor? What were my options for this flavor? Jameson, it's the strawberry smoothie. I'm sorry, bud. You got 2 good beans in a row. You've just got the good bean luck today, apparently, because, yeah, you were the first, you were the second person to get a good bean, and apparently that's just holding true, because you got a second good bean when I tried to try for a bad bean. And like I said, you can't really predict them because they smell exactly the same. They have no exterior smell. So that is, sorry, just coughed it up a little bit. So that is really funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint. You got the good beans. You got a strawberry smoothie and the Tutti Frutti. Well done. So, you know, well, I mean, it's lucky for me. It's less lucky for you. It's lucky for me because it means I didn't get the other flavors. Because in this case, the alternatives would have been either stinky socks or whatever the other one I said was. Stinky socks or dead fish. I have actually had the dead fish. It just tastes like tuna. Experience that again. You know what? In life in general, I'm not lucky. Oh no, I get that. I'm very much the same. Luck is rarely on my side. If I win stuff, I am genuinely surprised because it doesn't happen. So, I get where you're coming from. I used to think when I was a child that I had the ability to, again, I was a child. Keep that in mind. 'Cause, you know, most kids, I'm not going to say all, most kids, when they're young, either dream of or think they have some kind of superpowers. When I was a kid, apparently the superpower that I thought I had was that I could manipulate luck. Because weirdly, it kind of worked. But then it kind of stopped. So, but it was again, I was a kid. And for some reason, when I tried, it really seemed like it was working. Not for me, but just like if I was doing it for other people. My luck would never improve, but I could always make other people's luck better. I always noticed that trend, and it really annoyed me. I haven't been able to replicate that it's since hitting adulthood. But we weren't actually imagining it. I like to think that I wasn't imagining it. So now I can't necessarily manipulate luck, but I can make people happy by buying them things. Is it the healthiest coping mechanism? No. Is it in any way related to what I was just talking about? No. But it's improving people's lives in a different way. That's how I'm looking at it. But yes, so it's manipulate your luck. Okay, well, give me a second. I gotta like get in the zone. It's been a few years since I've done this. I gotta like focus. It's a little bit tricky because you're not like physically here. I also don't know specifically what I'm adjusting, but luck or chaos can actually just a matter of really complex equations. Apparently, I was a very smart child then. Apparently, I lost that. Alrighty, so we're gonna see if we can do that for Jameson. I'm paying attention. I swear, I'm just doing my thing. I don't know if it's gonna work because again, I haven't done this in years, and I'm still not 100% sure what I was doing back in those days. I probably looked really weird to outsiders, but to be fair, I was an undiagnosed autistic child. I was already looking weird, so hopefully, I just helped with something. I'm not 100% sure there. Kids actually have the ability to feel. That's interesting. It's pretty cool that's cool if true. So hopefully, Jameson, I've swung things a little in your favor there, a little bit. Just in general, not specifically the beans. I tried to separate the beans from this equation. Because this might. So I'm doing a third time's the charm just because I've never had this happen before with multiple good beans in a row. I don't trust it. Can't actually say, well, no, I know that, but I can feel things. So just, hopefully that just means that what I was feeling is that Jameson's luck is going to improve. That's probably also why it never worked for me, because like I couldn't I couldn't do my own luck. Because like I said, I have notoriously bad luck for a lot of things. Next beam will be negative. Fingers crossed. Let's hope. Okay. I don't know what to tell you if this is a good one, Jameson. Okay, the options for this one is top banana or wet dog. So you may be in luck because I hate banana stuff. So that might work well. I don't know if I want to know what wet dog tastes like, but I hate the taste of banana, so you may actually be in luck. If I can find one. I think it's this one. Is that? Okay, I think this might be one of them. Okay, let's give this a go. So, like I said, it's kind of win-win in this case because it's either banana, which I hate, or wet dog, which is probably not good. Okay. It's not wet dog. So it is the banana one. But it's not good. Because again, I hate bananas. I'm actually allergic to like real banana, but this isn't real banana. It was the good flavor, but it's a bad flavor for me. And now it's stuck in my teeth. Wow. Okay. So, see, like I said, it was kind of win-win on that one. Because, like I said, there's a few flavors that are just like bad for me in general. Like, there's good flavors, but they're not good for me. Cappuccino and banana, for example, not good flavors for me, which means that they are actually not good ones in general. You were 3 for 3 in good flavors, technically. But the third one was a bad flavor for me, so I still count that as like, it's like 2.5 to half, I guess. So hopefully your luck will be improving in other ways because it's already started improving in that way. I could have gotten a worse bean, but I also got a bean that had no good options for me. So there is that. So we've got that going for us. flavors aren't good or bad, they're simply perceived in a good or bad way. Yeah. As long as it doesn't cause an allergic reaction, I'm good. Because I've said in previous streams, so like I'm like allergic to actual raw banana. Like it will make me throw up. As long as I don't throw up, I will count that as a win. But again, I think the fact that it's a synthetic banana flavor, it's probably fine. Yeah, essentially. So it's my cat is still, she's just hovering. If I shake this, is she gonna? Yeah, she turned around. The effect of it is good or bad, and that can be predicted. That makes sense. So I love chaos. See, I like chaos in small doses. It's the like my life is kind of chaotic, but I prefer having some level of order. Like I prefer more in that I can, as long like if I control what I'm doing, then that is good, and I'll be like happy, spontaneous, whatever. That's all good. If there is chaos that is outside of my control, that's a problem. Chaos that is in my control, that we're fine with. Everything is chaos until perceived, exactly. So if I'm perceiving it because I'm causing it, then it's fine. But if I'm perceiving it because of outside forces, I'm generally less happy with that. Family chaos? Well, no, not necessarily family chaos, just life. Life is fun like that. So, yeah, it's fine. But it's, I just lost my train of thought. Did that trick on Crow once, but he didn't notice? That's pretty funny. Three younger siblings? See, I have no siblings, technically. I did have siblings. I don't have siblings. That is a story. I was going to say that's a funny story. It's not a funny story. It's just a story. He died like 10 years ago. So I have a brother, but he is not around to cause chaos. So yeah. He and I were very different, but also the same. But it's yeah, he's not around anymore. So no, it's just life in general, not specifically for family, but it's RIP, yeah. That was years ago though, so yeah. I can joke about it now. Whether other people appreciate the jokes, that is a different question. But it's but I can joke about it. I just have to be careful who I'm joking about it to. Because some people do not care for dark humor. And I use dark humor as a coping mechanism. So, you got a joke? What is your joke? But it's yeah. Chaos and fun shenanigans. But yes, it's one of those things where like I would love to have more time in my life so that I could do more things spontaneously and how do they, Jameson? But yeah, it's I forgot what I was saying. And I'm losing my voice. He kept That's terrible and I love it. Oh god. Right, okay. I was not expecting the second one. Which to be fair, I think a lot of people didn't. But sorry, I couldn't resist that one. But on that note, I've been talking for a few hours. I was potentially going to play a game. Um, it's been a few hours. I'm getting kind of hungry. It's getting close to lunchtime for where I am because I'm based out of Australia. If you couldn't tell from the accent, but it's I'm getting hungry, and it is a little bit of a shorter stream than usual. Normally I aim for 2.5 to 3 hours, but my voice is still kind of recovering a little bit. So potentially, like I've had a read up on how runes work and read. Oh, I know about the poetic adder. Dealers more gives you less your senses, but ability to process logic. More you grow up, specific stuff have meaning. That makes sense. I could see that being the case. I've never actually looked into runes. That's interesting. So yes, normally I'm at 2.5 to 3 hours. I'm kind of close to 2.5 hours, but because I'm still recovering from my voice being a little bit sore a few days ago, and I'm getting kind of hungry, I appreciate everyone that has come in, including our new follows from today. Thank you, Jameson. I apologize that your luck meant that you got 3 relatively good flavors in a row. That has never happened before. So I might call it a day on this one, but potentially I have a feeling like so for those who aren't aware, I've yet to reach affiliate. The main thing I'm I'm working on is keeping my average viewers up. I only needed 1 or 2 more streams with a high enough average viewer to cross that off. I think this stream might have it's been a fairly good flow through of people in chat. So I take that as potentially a good sign. So thank you everyone for coming in for that. Potentially either next stream or the stream after that, we might even have affiliate, which means, redeems and such. Wouldn't that be exciting? Means I probably need to get my act together and work on a couple of things for the stream, potentially. There's a couple that I've been kind of procrastinating on a little bit, but I've got time. So thank you everyone who has joined in for the stream. Apologies, this is a slightly shorter stream than before. It's been my voice has been a little bit funny lately. It's getting better, but it is getting quite strained at the moment, and I feel like I probably just need to rest it for a bit. Realistically, after I have some lunch, I'm probably going to come back and play a bunch of Bloons Tower Defense 6 whilst also editing my VOD. I sound American. Interesting. I know that my accent tends to wander, so there's definitely a possibility. I've had people telling me my accent sounds like a lot of things, and like I said, my accent tends to wander due to reasons, and so that's interesting that I sound American. I'll have to listen out for that when I rewatch the VOD later. That's interesting. But yeah, so who knows? We might have affiliate stuff coming soon. Isn't that exciting? I might need to make sure if I do get affiliate between now and the next stream, I'm going to need to possibly invest in some leggings or some safety shorts, because if I've got exercises in my redeems or subscriber things, jeans aren't going to cut it. So keep an eye out for that, and hopefully I will see you all next time. Have a great evening. I probably won't worry about raiding out for tonight. I work out in jeans. That is dedication that I do not have. I cannot work in jeans. I need my flexibility. My jeans have some stretch, but they don't have that much stretch. Hence why probably the safety shorts is what I'll need to do. I'm probably not going to raid out tonight, just because I'm kind of hungry now, and I'm going to just kind of run and grab some food as soon as I'm done. Have a good evening or day, depending on where you are in the world. Sven, I know it is very early in the morning for you. You work out in the garden. I don't think my garden's really big enough to do that. Want to see another trick? What is your other trick, Sven? But yes, it's good fun. So I'm also looking forward to it because, like I said, I need incentive to do the exercise, and I figure stream is a good way to do that. For the lols and the views, that one might be too soon to call out, so I won't. Fair enough. I will be curious as to what you're referring to later on then. But thank you again for coming in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Thank you for anyone lurking as well. Again, if there's anyone who is watching who is not already followed, feel free to press that button so you get that notification that I will go live. And if you do happen to press follow whilst I am off stream, you will get a beam in the next stream, which has what happened in the beginning of this stream. So thank you, everyone. Have a great evening, morning, day, whatever time it is. Stay cool. Have a great day. Keep it real. I will see you next time.